The Honorable Cherrie-Ann Crichlow-Cockburn, Member of Parliament for Lopinot, Borneo West, and Minister of Social Development and Family Service. Member of Parliament for Dabadi O'Meara, my fellow Military General, Brigadier General Ansel Antoine, Ms. Simone Thornmore, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Paul Leacock, Chairman, Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation, Mr. Ian Dongs, representative of the AGC Board, Mr. Brent Lyons, Managing Director of the AGC, and his team of divisional managers here present, members of the Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Finance Committee Limited here present, Mr. Emily Elias and Mr. John Conrad of NH International, the contractors of this most interesting and beautiful site here at Borneo North, other specially invited guests, and of course the new homeowners, members of the media. A very pleasant good afternoon to you all. As I sat down there listening to the wonderful music playing there by Joanna, I must say that it sort of added to the environment in which we entered in this afternoon. It gives you a sense of happiness, a sense of feeling. I don't know if you experienced that, new homeowners, did you? No, man. You didn't feel that sense of happiness with the music playing and the fact that you are about to achieve, you receive your packages today? I'm not hearing it in the voices, man. I thought today would have been a very interesting and happy day for you all, and I hope it is, because it is for me to be able to present to you those packages today. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me say, on behalf of the Prime Minister, who would normally be here at these events, he sends his greetings and he sends his best wishes to each and every one of you who are about to receive your packages here this afternoon. Additionally, the Member of Parliament for Aruka Maloney, Ms. Camille Robinson-Regis, also sends her best wishes to you all. She herself wanted to be here this afternoon, but of course, because of business of state, she could not be here to share with you this most enjoyable moment. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been said for quite some time that this government doesn't have a plan. But I want to put it squarely today, that our plan is echoed in what we call our Vision 2030 document. And it emanates from Vision 2020 that started some time ago under previous PNM administration. And what that vision says to us as a people in Trinidad and Tobago, it says under, and permit me to read it, under Team 1, putting people first, nurturing our greatest assets. And what it says is that this team acknowledges that our citizens are central to our development and our greatest assets. We must create a society in which all the basic needs are met and each individual is valued and given the opportunity to contribute to self-actualization. And so under that very same team, Team 1, Goal 3 says, citizens will have access to adequate and affordable housing. And that's part of our vision, coming out Vision 2020 to Vision 2030. So the government coming out from that vision, which is, as most of you said, a vision is a dream, but in order to really physically create something, you must first have a vision. And the vision of this government is to ensure that create the kind of home environment, the kind of home solutions that our citizens of Trinidad and Tobago can benefit. So this afternoon, it is again, indeed, my pleasure to be here to share with you a continuation of our Vision 2030 to provide affordable housing solutions to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. In particular, this afternoon, the residents of Carina, formerly River Rancho, Borneo South, and Borneo North this afternoon. You recall some time ago that some of our naysayers says that this government has not built a single unit. Well, let me put that to rest this afternoon. Because in 2016, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, turned the sod for River Rancho, now Carina Gardens. And earlier on this year, we were able to distribute houses, completing that project on time and within budget, ladies and gentlemen. So when the naysayers say that we have not constructed a home, I think the people of Carina Gardens can testify otherwise. It is also my pleasure to distribute homes in Lakeview, Point Fort, in my own constituency, in Malabar, and a number of different areas, putting light to the fact that this government has not constructed a single house since 2015. And I want the residents to testify for that. Because we were able to provide homes for 67 families in Carina Gardens, and a number of other families and a number of different housing distributions since coming into office. And we will continue to do so. We'll continue to provide housing solutions to our citizens, because Abraham Maslow, in his self-actualization's hierarchy of needs, says that one of the basic needs of man and woman is, in fact, food, clothing, and shelter. And we believe that if you have to give people a foundation in life, if you want to set them right, in fact, one of the best assets that an individual can own, tangible assets that is to own your own home. Because the home really doesn't belong to you alone, but it creates an avenue for future generations, for your sons, for your daughters, for your granddaughter, and your grandson. And today I think we are achieving those aims through the presentation of these keys here this afternoon. In keeping with the AGC's aim, the aim of this project is to integrate well-conceived house designs with the necessary infrastructure, recreation, and commercial activities to make sure that the citizens of the three areas I mentioned enjoy a new way of life, a comfortable way of life. It's important for us to look at the current situation. As a responsible and caring government, this administration has responded to the demands for housing along this country's east-west urban corridor through the provisions of affordable housing solutions. This is facilitated through our various programs and initiatives targeted towards citizens in the low and low-to-income group. During the last 3.5 years, we have held to our promise to engage in new constructions and restart and complete housing projects along the east-west corridor that was stalled and left unfinished during the period 2010 to 2015. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a demonstrative effect that we believe this government, we will not, for any other reason, for any petty political reasons, abandon projects that were started and weren't completed in our time. We believe that we must take stock of every single development. Those that were stalled for 5 years between 2010 and 2015, never touched. I speak of areas like Lakeview and Point Fort, in Malabar, in River Run too. They were not touched for the last 5 years, for whatever political reasons. But this government is a caring and concerned government. And we intend to complete every housing development that has been stalled over that period. And my mantra, as mentioned a while ago, is to ensure that no house remain vacant, no property remain vacant, and to distribute all the houses. Because when we look at the fact that there are 176,000 people on the database right now, 176,000 people are there waiting for an opportunity to receive what you are about to receive this afternoon. We cannot afford our houses empty and vacant. And therefore my mantra is to give out houses, give out houses, give out houses, ladies and gentlemen. We have done several other initiatives, such as we have targeted what we call the Housing Village Improvement Program. That's a program I like to boast about, ladies and gentlemen. And it's done through the land settlement agencies, which is part of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. We have created the solutions to the very low-income persons. We started off in Moruga some time ago, where we have constructed starter houses at a cost of $100,000, ladies and gentlemen. Solid concrete structures based on utilizing local labor, sweat equity, that is, the persons who the houses belong to would come and use their muscles to either carry cement, either to mix cement, put their elbow into the ground, and that's their contribution towards that. To working with the local contractors, we have been able to keep those houses, those starter houses, down to 100,000, while we have increased them to about 120,000 now. And the program was so successful. When you saw the smiles on those people in American Village, in Samuel Cooper Trace and Moruga, was so successful that we have duplicated that effort in San Fernando, in St. Joseph, in Sandy Grande. And all this is based on a survey, a social survey that has been done in those areas, where we identify those are in need who can never own their homes. But through this effort, we've been able to provide smile on their face, ladies and gentlemen, by providing them with starter houses, solid concrete houses, a roof over their head, where they can occupy, and of course, as I said before, have something that they can leave for their children and their grandchildren. And that's just among one of the achievements that we have achieved so far. But today it's about Bonaire North, Bonaire South, and Carina Gardens. Now, when I drove through the environment here this afternoon, it looks pristine, ladies and gentlemen. Clean, lovely. As I stand here, I can see a view of the Caroni Plains right now, and I can imagine what it would be in the night. And so when you look at what you're about to receive today, I want us to keep that image in our minds. Keep the image of these solid structures, these clean roadways, this pristine area in our minds. And why I want you to do that, so that you can recall what it looks like when you first enter into these premises. And try to maintain that image when you move into the locations. Because many a times, after we get into the areas, deterioration takes place. And I want to compliment the social department that played that skit a while ago. Because while it's a skit, it reflects the reality. It reflects the reality that we have seen from time and time again in the HCC development. Or we move into a nice, pristine area, and suddenly one neighbor starts to build a parlor somewhere around the corner. One neighbor starts to throw the rubbish in front of the house. One neighbor starts to throw the sneakers. Well, I don't think there are overhead lines here now. The children start to play up and down the road, and children must play. And that is why the AGC are providing, in addition to housing solution, play parks in a number of areas. So children must play. But then you start to get the illegal activities start to take place. And what happens after that is that the very pristine area, that's why I say throw your mind on what today looks like. Keep that image in your mind and try to maintain that. What happens very clearly, because each person that you have seen in the skit says, I waited 15 years. I waited 14 years. This is my own now. You can't tell me what to do, because I am paying the mortgage for this, and I am paying the mortgage for that. But no one can survive alone in this world. You have to depend on your neighbor, on your friends, on your family. And if you feel you can survive alone and do what you want in the community, I think you will not last long, ladies and gentlemen. And it must be that you as a community must come together for the benefit of the wider community, to ensure that your area remains second to none. And you're even at an advantage, because you are coming not into an area where it's your first-time occupiers, but you can see the standard that has been set by the occupiers before you. Because when I drove in here, you can see that there are standards that are already set for you to emulate and to follow. So the new homeowners, whether you are here, whether in your Bonaire South or in Carina Gardens, please, I urge you to ensure that you maintain the property that you're about to inherit. Maintain the environment that you're about to inherit. Because at the end of the day, as you rightfully say, it is yours. And if it is yours, then protect it and keep it pristine and clean, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to urge you that in the HGC, which is part of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, we need money. We need funds with which to procure and to continue building more homes. The only way we can do so, if you who are about to benefit today, pay your mortgages on time. Many a times, we make promises before we get the keys and so on. And so as we get the keys and we get our mortgages, we start to increase our debts. Remember, before you get it, you must show your debt service ratio. As soon as we now enter and receive our keys, we increase our debts. And what we do is to put the mortgage low on the expenditure sheet. I urge you, ladies and gentlemen, try and put it first on your expenditure sheet. Because at the end of the day, it is your home, it is your children's home, it's your grandchildren's homes that you are securing. Right now, the HDC, we are suffering tremendously with respect to, especially rental and so on, in terms of debt collections. To the extent now where we are forced to create a whole new debt collection agency, part of the HDC. We have a vehicle-painted HDC debt collectors in it. And we are forced to do so. Why? Because we now have to drive in front of those persons' home with a sign marked HDC debt collectors in it to indicate to all and sundry that we're here to collect the monies due to us. We ought not to do that, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sure that we wouldn't have to do that in Bonnier North. I know we wouldn't have to do that because this community, from what I'm seeing, has a standard and will have a standard that is second to none. So ladies and gentlemen, and those who are about to receive their packages today, may I offer you sincerest congratulations. May you continue to build on what has already been done for you. And the member for Bonnier Lopinot West says she entered in some of those buildings. I myself did. I can agree with her when she said, all you have to do is to walk in with your furnitures. They are well constructed, well built, and you have a lovely view and a lovely neighborhood. So enjoy it. May God continue to bless you all, bless us all, and may it bless our nation. I thank you very much.